Thank you very much, Lamrana. Like we state that the press release, we position that we totally, unequivocally condemn what happened on the 26th of November 2023. We not in support of the kind move in any way. We are not part of it in any way. And we want for join the president and the government for commend the people of Sierra Leone, the way how they react, and also to the state security forces, their bravery, their swiftness, in making sure they put a stop to the disturbances, to the, security breach, and to the attempted instability to peace and quiet in this country. And we also want for join the president and the government for sympathize with their families who lost their loved ones them on that day, especially within we forces. This is unacceptable. This is something that we all as a nation for condemn outrightly. And we all for join hand with the government for make sure say we support and a very swift, open and inclusive investigation for how we get to the bottom of this and for make sure say that one day we're really responsible then face the full force of the law.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Tunis, UNA also as a political party, they conduct any internal investigation for see if there are perhaps any of UNA members them linked or associated in any way?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we as an entity, as an institution, we not get mechanisms for investigate breaches to state security. I mean, and to the safety of the country, not to we walk around that left entirely with institutions that we're responsible for do that. And we don't want in any way for even members. We don't want in any way for even get an assumption or insinuation that as an entity we involve or no. We want for left this entirely in the hands of the state institutions, make them investigate thoroughly. Now that make even we raise concerns with statements they don't make where they point fingers at we party as an opposition. We raise concerns immediately that we are concerned. We don't want anything for jeopardize the investigation on the incidents we happened on Sunday, and we don't want for be linked to them in any way. That is why we came out and made our position very clear to the government and to the people of this country.
But so far, even the government, yesterday the Chief of Defense Staff clearly say most of the attackers they are aware of are people who were former bodyguards to the former president. Even though he say investigation they go on, he can't link it to him, but that is very much clear. And the president, in a meeting with the ECOWAS delegation, clearly say, the opposition, the main opposition, they cause mayhem na the country from where kind of power now one incident after another, and even where on a sign peace dialogue, there's this issue. He's accusing the opposition directly.
Yes, he is. But let me make certain things then clear. One, then people in the way then they say then been bodyguards to the former presidents. Those were not private bodyguards. Then be bodyguards to the former president because they were state securities. Then be former bodyguards to the former president because he was president at that time. When he ceased being president, then we draw then state security then they from him. So it not means say if then why we don't be bodyguards, so many people be bodyguards to Ranway and be president. It not mean say they don't come out, they don't withdraw them. If they go do anything out, he's part of it or not to acknowledge. That is one. Secondly, As a party, people get for look at what we have done in reacting to things that we don't happen in this country.
Hello, Sidi. I want to clarify this. Was leather boots a state security attached to the former president?
Peter, will leather boots be assigned to former president? I be policeman. He was a police officer.
Okay.
Now he make that be assigned to the former president. Yes, he was. You know, so people get for understanding things than they. So, you know, but like you said, the one way they investigate, say they're not able to link the former president with the attempted coup. And Leema, I want to make this very clear. We are all Sierra Leoneans. Waiting happen on Sunday, not for be seen to be to the advantage of any political party or any group. It was something we all witnessed. We've been horrific, we've been disturbing, we've been really bad for our country. Any one of us could have been caught. We not even still know other than people waiting to be their motive, waiting them come for, and that is why it is important that we all support and do this investigation in a way that we will get to the bottom of this. President Bill, you know, an address to the nation on Sunday was commendable. He asked for calm. He asked for all political leaders then for join him. He is president of this country. He may have intelligence with me and you not get, which is why it is important that all political party leaders then rally behind them. All traditional religious leaders rally behind them as they don't make that call for let we all work with them and really investigate this matter. Anybody will like Salome, say me and you no go want. We are no say no person will love this country, no political party will love this country. No.
Fact that you say,
we as a party will reiterate the position. We are not part of this. We are not in support. We condemn totally, and we support government for investigate.
That's how clearly one ask. Fact that you say the president is they get intelligence, and in this statement with ECOWAS, it clearly accuse the main opposition way now una party. Una ready as a political party for support whatever investigation, you know, the security sector go one do for ascertain if indeed there were people within your party or affiliated or associated with your party were involved in all of this?
Leema, we have too many political parties in this country. The APC and the SLPP. So you will expect the bulk of the population of this country will belong to one of them two parties. They reiterate with condemnation of this. They reiterate beginning to point fingers. When we do that, we make it difficult for the institutions then for do their work. Let the president, like how it don't begin on Sunday, continue for be the father of this nation. Call all of us for rally behind them, which we are ready to do, so that we all go get to the bottom of this. Nobody, we as an institution, condemn of November 2023. Believe say for take power for be by force. We are a democratic nation whose the constitution of this country don't clearly state when and how elections will happen. We believe in taking power through the ballot box and not by the barrel of guns. So anybody or any group of people will come with anything we will disturb the peace of this nation by force. We not go support them, we condemn them, and we go join government in any way for ensure say we get an inclusive, free, fair, credible investigations. We go bring them one in day to book, but at the same time we also go call on government for make them continue for big government and rally the entire nation, and let at this stage let we not begin for point fingers, suicide fingers not for be pointed. APC is a political institutions. Actions of few people or certain people where people feel say go be linked to the party or sympathize with the party, not necessarily means saying at the position of the party. And also when something like this don't happen, I say we have to allow the investigation process for go through. We are already able and willing for support the government in this. And again, we will condemn this totally, unequivocally, and we call on every well-meaning Sierra Leonean for joining in condemnation and also for support the government for do thorough investigation. At the same time, we also call on the government self for ensure say everybody then safety, security guaranteed as we go through this difficult time now we country.
Tunis, the call for make people support in the investigation, especially for the inmates them way escape, it's still out there. As a political party, who supports on the key towards this? Because piggyback to the dialogue, the 3 days, part of the things on it was that the political prisoners them should be released. So clearly there are people who were behind bars where the APC consider as their own, where they think they were behind bars for political reasons. Now these people are out. Who support Una the Gi in areas perhaps if Una know their location, turning them in with the authorities? Is that something APC is willing to do and doing right now for support investigation?
In the first place, all which in the house was the path to it. We went into a dialogue, and the dialogue came out with agreements where we differ into the implementation of the agreements and we look forward to the country that we continue dogfight side. This is the time, like the president say, we all for come together. When they face a crisis, when they face a breach in with state security, we go affect we all lives. You know,
Sidi, sorry, I'm going to be a bit more direct again with the same thing I asked you.
If any APC
as a political
member
party, APC,
know
the whereabouts of some of our members,
any APC member know the whereabouts of any prisoner we escape from prison, I think say now we all civic responsibility for call the state securities so that they will get them prisoner and then they back into the cells. If any prisoner they out there where they watch me, where they listen me, I believe say now your safety and civic responsibility also for turn yourself into state security. We as a party not go condone the escape of any prisoner or harboring of any prisoner we don't escape. So any member or supporter, we know any prisoner, we don't escape from prison, you are now for do your civic responsibility of making the state security informed and known so that then go make sure say we all keep safe. There are criminals out there, Fabian. You have people who believe at that jail day, we did it for crimes that were heinous. And so it is our responsibility, all of us, not just APC, SLPP, everybody, for make sure say we help the state security.
Okay, seems we get a bad line out there. I just want to ask as well, when I go willingly ready for turning any of una member, we escape from prison, we not knowing whereabouts or give information to the security sector, say this person, this social side, we now person you wanna know because clearly as Phoebe say, Una been advocate for people them for be released when una refer to as political prisoners, when una members them or supporters. Una go willingly ready for give information about their whereabouts and who side and they for the able apprehend them.
If we know of anybody who don't escape, yes, we will do that. If we know, we will do that. And it is not just that. Whatever it is that if we get knowledge of, we will help the state security in this. We are more than ready and willing for do that one day. That I can assure. We as an institution, we are ready to support government to ensure stability, peace, and quiet in this country.
Well, as a party, we believe, we don't come from war and we don't transition, we don't go through democratic processes for every day at this stage. And we not look forward to any situation of waiting happen from Saturday to Sunday. We're very unfortunate and get the potential for bring this country back from the gains that we don't make as a country. For make you see a trained professional soldiers endeavor and prepare for destabilize or attack a military establishment or installations and get access to anti-tanks and other heavy artillery machines and also attack state institutions. There is no way one not be able for time and say there be an effort for undermine the loyalty of citizens in government or undermine the loyalty or undermine investors' confidence over and above all for even seize state power, we very much amount to coup d'etat. But all the same, even though there are structural issues we need to be addressed, both on security and also even private sector investment, will make we able for enjoy total peace and security in this country. We want to say kudos to the security forces. We, of course, some of we on the part of the army, we understand the structural issues. At a peacetime like this, soldiers don't sleep with weapons in their houses. And they therefore take time for letting them get access to weapons and try to repel situations of that nature. And the one that we're on guard.
I just want to clarify quickly, Leema, before you go further. You talk about structural. You talk about structural issues. You served as Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, and as you mentioned, you are a former military person. Are you saying this whole thing happened because there were lapse in structural security issues? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, yeah, one need for actually look at some structural issues in the security sector, but for security reasons, it's not also very important for go too much on the issues here. However, I tend for also throw light on some of the issues where I mean. Like I said, in a peacetime like this, soldiers not sleep with weapon, not their houses there. So if an attack of that nature is on an armory is actually ventured into, the one that we do on guard, it also depends on the level of armory we then get, and the one that we can attack, how they can. However, what would have happened, that is why you have different components within the security sector, the intelligence sector. Then before them actually get this info quite before time and also put structures in place. Before this time as well, we used to forget your reports, the quick reaction force, when then they stand by giving the facts, say soldiers not sleep with weapons at this peacetime, not their barracks, not their houses there. The quick reaction force was stationed at a particular area within the military establishment, being supposed for them swiftly respond to that situation without allowing even the people themselves, the assailants as they call them, because I call them beasts, for even venture for get access to anti-tanks and other heavy artilleries we then get access to and put the entire city and the country as a whole in disruptions, at least for a day or two. That not before don't happen if there had been proactive steps for make sure say we need that in the board. However, also again, it is my view that maybe the threats were underestimated or they don't really see them coming. But again, we have learned from this, and I'm sure such not will repeat itself again.
You've been part of the security infrastructure in this country as Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs and a former military man. You talk about intelligence. do you think, you know, it might have failed, or to some extent the reaction wasn't enough to address what happened on Sunday 26th?
In all estimations, the reaction was very poor, I must say that. Because, you know, the armory is properly secured in the first place. You know, they just get easy access for break through the armory without using some physical force. And that is a military establishment. It's a security installation. So there are people on guard. There must have been calls. Therefore, not able for alert. If the quick reaction force were stationed at a particular point within the military, still in actions or still in operations, at least then before able for establish communications and reach out to them and make sure, say, if the guards they're not be capable enough for able to prevent the action from happening, for let them before don't react to that situation and even stop them and deny them the access to the armory itself. But for like at least them people and they able to get access to the armory, break the armory, get access to anti-tank, move to even the prisons, break the prison, move in their own pace. I see another video. In their own pace, then they move. Like you see prisoners moving without even seeing security forces around. It calls for a question, say, yes, I commend the security forces for the role play, at least in repelling the situation, but I must say the reaction timing was very poor. I will say this in all fairness to the country and in all fairness to the institution itself. And that is why government gets to pay attention even to moral issues of the military and even support. Because I've been out of that institution for long now, and I'm not day in government, I'm able to understand waiting at the level of support with government, they also give the security forces. Because sometimes, again, when institutions are constrained with resource, it could also lead to some of those challenges we will see. So now I make us say there are structural issues that are required to address so that such occurrence will not experience them again at this country.
On August 10th, you were deputy minister. I can recall how much involved you were in that operation. What's the situation said there were mean for with security sector? You know, you're a security person yourself, you know, see how much you will be involved in the August 10th issue.
Yes, like I said, Lamrana, sometimes you got to prevent the weakness of every system by being proactive. When you are proactive, you prevent a lot of challenges from being exposed, from being exposed. Now that makes me believe in proactive security because it saves the lives of even the personnel themselves. It saves the lives of other innocent citizens, other than being reactional to a particular situation. It's very, very dangerous. Now that makes you get components within the structures, where for the able for do security surveillance. And every security sector for able to understand the security makeup of the country. What are the groupings that are existing within the country? Is it that the government was so complacent on the peace dialogue between the government and that of the opposition such that they fail for foresee some of those threats around? In my view, much as the government was purely engaged in peace dialogue with the opposition to address their grievances, that also the security forces themselves should have keenly monitored those moves by government and the opposition, and at the same time, the threats where it pose, whether latent or overt, then before they're able for look at then threats then they and see how much they're able for prevent what happened on Saturday leading to Sunday from happening. However, like I said before, command in, command out, command will come in, it meets structural challenges, it try to address them, but the lack of resources not able to address some of them structural challenges then they. And also bringing this to government, it all depends on also again how government able to look at it and how government take up. So that there are certain security challenges we want to face as an institution. Make clear the government know say this is serious, and whatever happens, there has to be allocation of resources to it. Or if there is an allocation of resources to it, was there a structural failure within the security institutions themselves? Has government given the necessary support we require for get a quick reaction force in place, and also establish the necessary communication links we're able to make sure, say, events of this nature, because when you talk about security, one of the key components also get to look at communication. Because assuming the security on guard on that day not be capable enough for repel such situation, We are then in position to have communicated that to the command structure. We are then in position to do that. Did they do that? They're not doing. Waiting at the means of communication. Then be able to reach out to the QRF, for let QRF can respond to this situation. Is QRF in existence? Now that make us say there are structural issues, but all said and done, we still need to complement the security forces for taking the step, for understand the situation itself, and try to take steps for address them. Because also you don't get people and we don't get access to arm, they don't let loose. For curb such situation also require high level of professionalism and minimizing casualty as well. And I want to commend the security forces for that moves, even though the reaction timings was a little poor, but in totality, they were able to still surmount the situation, and for every indication, it seemed like calmness has been restored within the city and the country as a whole. And so now, finally, it's
Leema,
about time for actually then go back to the drawing board.
If you have to speak to the president,
we have structural failures, and now they're able to address those structural failures for prevent this from happening again.
With the security experience, if you have to speak to the president, what you go tell him, say?
Well, I want to say I commend in leadership in the first place for the bravery we put up for make sure say it remain and provide leadership in all of these. But at the same time, I will also encourage them for once in a while they get moral discussions with troops. Even though he's a politician, he's far away from that level, but he's the commander-in-chief. There are times where, or even if he not gets direct contact with troops, but let them supply moral reports periodically, at least every 3 months, on quarterly basis, let them supply the moral reports across the country so that he will be able to know the welfare challenges where troops that they face, and also let them do their logistical checks within the armed forces and even the police across, and let them update them with that report so that at least he could be abreast on the security situation within the military and the police, and able to know where there are equipment, what is the security mechanism put in place around those equipment. In case waiting happens, so it tend for repeat around those equipment, waiting at the structural mitigations where the military they put in place for make sure say waiting happens. So if it happen around any other military installations, so we get armories, how them will prevent them way this kind of thing will happen not will repeat itself.
All right, thank you very much, Lilo and Leema. Now we need for a round of this edition of Wake Up Saloon. Tommy, Lawrence Leema just don't make clarifications. Mostly, I think, even speaking to the why question. You want to respond quickly as we...
No. I mean, when you say I go back and I talk about moral issues, I was just saying this whole thing cannot be unconnected to politics, you know, people in quest for power. But I make this, I should say this. I not believe say what happen on Sunday. They show say there is low morale in the army. Even if there is, with the evidence it shows say 99% of the military stay loyal to the state. So that is what I like to say. But don't also forget, you know, sometimes when they talk, we can even ignore the evidence. The evidence is that as they speak, Fabian, there were people where then they investigate. In fact, the court martial don't start this week or next week, where then be caged, they plot coup. The state intelligence architecture, yes, some of them people are always what they wanted. People have been up at them, are waiting trial. I guess some of the name, you dated them. We all remember that Major Patrick say, these are all guys who are awaiting trial. Court martial don't start this week. You know, sometimes you talk like the state security agency or the intelligence network so poor that they know they pick out anything. No, they do. So that's one evidence that they've been working. But the point I make, and I continue to make this, even Leema, they talking that if they make camp for guard that post, if you decide to go rogue, there is there's no art to find the man's construction in the face. If you decide to go rogue against you, government, you people, you state, but no intelligence not to decode you. But that's so. In other words, the evidence will get at that people from outside the military work with people in the military for execute this, right? That's why you see that list, again, serve the military personnel. Plus people have done serve in the army. They know already them and know because they've served in the army. You know, this is the point. They know all what Leema know because they don't serve in the army, including the one that were in charge now, where they say, oh, the CDS don't travel, this man not there on duty, not well. Those pieces of information they will give you. You understand? Inform you action. The point I'm making is the military wasn't organized. If morale not be high, the way they fight back and regain control of the armory and resist Kokri, resist Morita. Remember, it was a 3-pronged, in fact, 4-pronged attack. All them places were called, plus Pademba Road. You understand? In the middle of the night. I go back to say there is something to learn from what happened, I tell you. But I know one for Sidona and Meklek, owner, because of all their weaknesses that make this happen. May I go back to one point? If you don't take oath for defending me, you understand? If you think so you don't want for defend me anymore, lay you uniform, go contest election, and can run and take power. But you're not going to use with your own resources, my own tax money they pay, for buy gun for you, for pay you, you use a toner against me. They could have killed more people if they're not be able to fight them back. So that's why we all stop forget this narrative that, oh, now because lapses here and there. No, nothing not perfect. That's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. I talk about 911 because we believe in America, they get the highest defense spending in the world, yet 911 happened. Israel get one of the highest defense spending in the world. Hamas still penetrated and killed 1,400 Israelis. All I'm saying is that it's not foolproof. Nothing is foolproof. Nothing. But wait till we're sure or we know about is, you will don't take oath for defending, not for turn you gun or weapons against we don't pay with tax money for buy that weapon. That is my point on this issue.
As we close, Alhaji Alpha Khan, how can we as a nation rally around security forces for ensure, say, one, we're able get locations of them people where we state security still they in search of, and then we get to a point where probably we see that we all enjoy with Christmas, we go back to we fest and carnivals, then go on, then it becomes history. Good.
Thank you. That's not the crux of the matter now, the way forward. This did not happen. And thankfully, the military and the police and the other forces like the correctional centers, they're not able to repel them for we. Now I make we sit on the talk. For tell you, I thank you again for that. But the responsibility now we citizens, the 1,890 people we don't go, apart from the 30 or 22 we don't come in, then one in the government they look for them, and now no more no side in day. Like Ibrahim Tommy said earlier, the police they not pass 12,000. Now 24,000 the then get. We now 8 million people. We get 16 million eyes, apart from the 1 or 2 with the one eye boss. Now we go see more past them. So now we for help the police, the community policing, the IPB, whatever it's called, the Community Police Board, CPB, we for work hard for help the police and the security forces for fending people there, so that they will come, make them go able for take them into places where they don't go harm the rest of the population. But waiting are the way forward. The way forward is democracy. We don't sign for democracy. We don't vote for democracy. We don't even go into dialogue for democracy. The communique, they're in process now, the government and the opposition, they're ready. Nobody no talks, say the communique don't die. The communique is in force, and we are going to follow that as a government. But what is important is that 2023 don't done. The next timeline for elections in Sierra Leone are 2028. And as we did and see in the last time, now proportional representation. In this country, we have 16 districts. 16 districts means 16 states. Each one of those get their own government. Then council, I call council, not state government. We get to chairman them and all that. So if you feel that you want to be a leader in your own area and all that, go turn up for council chairmanship. In your district, government, they support you. All the things that we get in Freetown, they are devolved. We get health is devolved, police is devolved, education is devolved. Then they send all money for the one in. Now they shape you resources. But the one federal president we will get, where we all they look up to, is just there now for look after the purse. That leads me to the other thing. The reason why all man they fed for go lead and then a state house, now because the policy way they shape with resources, now this world today. But the religion, where the one way they shape no day na God day na heaven, nobody no effect in company for religion necessarily. No, because the way they shape you not there. Now where you go, now you know if Lambrana go we get for go heaven or you get for go other side. But yeah, when the person will sit down in a state house with Sabiam, you want for lay be a person because now in the shape. So how do we solve this? You were man left with constitution. We don't amend them. The last amendment in 1991, it don't serve we well. This proportional representative don't show say all man able to take part. Because for this time, even in Bombali, SLPP get representation in the council. So when you have a proportional representation, they go all around. Down we can spread them for even go towards the executive. The president don't agree for me to review the electoral laws. Una way they review the electoral laws, make sure say una look at things where you include everybody, and inclusive, integral. And then also, you don't agree. Follow review the constitution. Why we not go review the constitution such that everybody will take part? You get a certain representation and all that, you self get hand by how in the shape. This question of second man no day, na in bad na Sierra Leone. World Cup, where second man in day, where France win, and Croatia come second. Croatia still go dance, France go dance. So when second man day, like I say, you know, run a oppose, you can't second pan the elections, you forget something. But now we get for do that. Not to which man get for candle and for we. Not to God go get for candle. You don't give me the sense for do that. Let us look at those people. Where they go now, they talk about reviewing the constitution. How are you going to do this? For want to capture these things. We're going to remove the animosity. The last election will get better animosity at the level of the council, at the level of the parliament. We don't know about that. The one way get the issue where they say they don't agree, now the presidential, because now one person, when you go there, the second man don't go. But in the councils, all man get. Right now in Port Loco, APC get, SLPP get. Right in Cambia, APC get, SLPP get, NGC get. In Kono, C4C get, SLPP get, APC get. So when you have a proportional representation, it will work for everybody. How can we do this such that it reflects with the executive? Una, where they review the constitution. This is your challenge. Now, when I get for pull this danger, this panic now we hand, this worry about unconstitutional takeover of power. Because when everybody feel that the possible way they shape, they say get hand inside there, you know, go find. Like how God they don't do for we in a salon. Christian, not the fet, Muslim for religion, because I got the shape, you know, they are and you know they see. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Alpha Khan, Presidential Spokesman, and Ibrahim Tomi from the Center of Accountability and Rule of Law, CAL, for our time this morning. Well, plenty thank you to viewers and we listeners then for our time, and to all the one that we do have a comment or question on our Facebook page. And I also we go end today's edition of Wake Up Salon. We don't present the program. My name is Fabian Swill. And me, Amadou, I'm going to continue for watching AYV throughout the day for more information and happenings on issues them across the country. Today we'll meet back tomorrow. Continue for Stay With We.